first and foremost, we were arguably, and we've tried to research this, so I can't say this empirically, we may be the first large corporation's brand to be sort of to hit this social media sort of concept. This was 2017, which doesn't seem a long time ago, but Twitter was, of course, here. But I know in corporations it wasn't something we didn't have a social media team that was monitoring these things. It was just normal corp comm and crisis management people around. So I and we did not necessarily understand the power of that. So the initial response to something on Twitter was to try and correct and you'll know this, and your audience will know this concept of that. First, somebody else had a response. Somebody on the team said, we're sorry for it was an overbooking situation. Overbooking is a loaded term with regards to there's regulatory issues and all that sort of thing. And I think your audience understands why things are overbooked, because not everybody shows up for the aircraft and we run on thin margins. So we want to make sure we fill the seats. So the initial sort of conversation was around, we have to get rid of that word. And so that word became, we apologize for reaccommodating, which in hindsight, yeah, completely stupid. The lesson there, what I tell everybody is like what I would have done is I would have ran the video of that incident in front of my senior most management team and all the people that are involved. And people don't like it when I say it this emphatically, but we should have watched it till we got sick to our stomachs. And I think that would have instructed us to understand, I'm Mr. Listener. I didn't, I should have put myself in the folks like you when you see this. It's like, oh my God, this is awful. And I think our initial response would have been different. But the second lesson is that it's never too late to do the right thing. And so we get that. We have an awful day of bad conversation. Here's the facts were also coming. The fact that it wasn't United Airlines, it was an express carrier. It wasn't United Airline employee that it was the Chicago Police Authority, right? Not the only United employee per se was a supervisor, a gate supervisor that was sitting there watching the thing, just like you and many other folks saw it. And so and the customer himself wasn't an upstanding citizen in a lot of ways. And so the combination of all of those quote facts, and I'll point it out to, hey, wait, it's not entirely right. The initial decision to try and cast blame. And so that's the second lesson, is that we should have, we really should have, and then the third lesson is to, okay, go own it. So I went live on Good Morning America a day later.
We have not provided our frontline supervisors and managers and individuals with the proper tools, policies, procedures that allow them to use their common sense. They all have an incredible amount of common sense, and this issue could have been solved by that. That's on me. I have to fix that. And I think that's something that we can do.
And rather than begin to, I think part of the packaging was like, hey, how do we let people know, not American, police isn't us, all that sort of stuff. It's like, no one's going to care. In my mind, for a lot of different things that I cover in the book and otherwise, it's just not the right thing to do. So I just went on camera and said, you know what? My fault. We let policies and procedures, which was get in the way of doing the right thing for a human being. And that should never happen. And of all the things, the ultimate lesson was to own it and take all the heat associated with it. By the way, not just from external people, but internal people. It's like, wait a second, what the heck? Why are you saying we are at fault? We weren't, because the people were emphatic that we were not at fault. It's like, no one's listening. And so took it, ran it, put things out there. Hey, in 30 days, we're going to do these various things. And the news cycle hits you, you go through it. And then, and more importantly for me, my answer was going to be that one I could answer years into the future. I didn't want to have this created, crafted, PR spin thing that had to be done so well, because that just wasn't the truth from my perspective. So I just said, you know what? It's all my fault. And here's how we're going to fix it.